the Word document. Yeah, cool. Right, here we go. So this would be typical now of what I'd ask you to do. All right. So, and I will leave you with these, and you have to finish them out. Okay. So let's have a look at the first one. All right. Using the following data, so we have 4 processes. We have arrival times that are not 0. One of them is. We have service times that are all variable, and fill out the Gantt chart. First in, first out. Okay. So this one I have filled out for you. So, but let's work through it. If I hadn't filled it out, right, this is first in, first out. So the important point is non-preemptive. When I get the CPU, I'm going to keep it, right? So this fella arrived in on his own. So therefore, and he's 80. So we go 1, 2, 3. We put in 8 ones. Okay. Decision point is here. Yeah. At this point, well, it's easy, isn't it? It's first in, first out. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Beware, I could have put 50 there and 20 there. I could have reversed those, right? So this is the simplest one. I'd never give you this answer. So 2, it's 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 2 3s and 3 4s. Okay. Do yourself a favor. When you see this, count 8, 6, 2, and 3. So that's 14. And 5 is 19. Make sure that you wrote down 19 and not 18. Okay, I will have given you 19 chunks. Yeah, 19 boxes, just like down here, where we'll do one and you have to do it. All right. So if you put numbers in and you only get to here, yeah, you're wrong. Okay. So make sure that you fill the grid and you don't invent other ones, right? And make sure you fill it. So hopefully everybody can see that. So let's just fill in these now, and let's see how good you are. So the waiting time for number 1, what's that? 0. I agree. Yeah, because it came in at 0. Let's just get that on the page. It came in at 0 and it got on immediately, so it's 0. The waiting time for 2. Oh yeah, I just love it when a plan comes together, right? So here we have 9, 8, 8, 7, 70, 80. So this is the 7 and 8. Don't worry about the 10s, right? Yeah. Now it did say in order 10, but the answer. So some of you fell for it, right? So it's obviously there's 8 is the waiting time, but it didn't arrive in at 0. It arrived in at 10. So therefore, it's 7 or 70. Okay. Does everybody see that? So even though I warned you, you still fell for it. Okay? So don't fall for it this time. The waiting time for 3. What's the answer? All right, we got 0 and we got 14 so far. Anybody else? I've got 12s. I've got 12s. All right, so I've got 0, 12, and 14. Well, we'll discount to 0. That's just an embolism. Okay, so we have the waiting time. So the way to do it is work it out first without looking at the arrival time. So go 1, just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14, but it arrived 20 minus 2 is 12, 120. Okay, very good. So we're getting there. And the last one, number 4. What's the waiting time? I've got an 11. Anybody else? 13. Look at bleeding random number generator. 11. 11. 14. Okay, let's see. So we have number 4. Let's say I just counted that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 minus 5 or 50. So 11 or 110. Does everybody see that? Does everybody see where I got 11 or 110 from? So it's 160 or 16 to here, but it arrived in at 50 or 5, and that's where 11 comes from. All right? So, as I said to you, the good news is some of this stuff you did in some shape or form last year. The bad news is it's a little bit trickier, and so you do need to pay attention. All right? Average, even you can add those up and divide by 4. All right? So turnaround time, I'm not going to do them all. Somebody tell me what the turnaround time for number 3 is. Now let me just, turnaround time for number 3. $140. Anybody else? Is Elaine on her own? 140. 140. We're all either copycats or geniuses. 120. How about 120? So it seems to be 120 or 140. Turnaround time. What's the definition of turnaround time? For number 3, from the time it came in to the time it finished. Okay? So let's just count up until it finished first, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? The time it finished. 16, but take away the arrival, which is 20. So the answer is 140. Well done, Elaine, and whoever said 140. Okay, I think people who said 120 were a little bit confused because they went to the start. Don't confuse the waiting time with the turnaround time. The waiting time is up until the last time it gets scheduled, start of that. The turnaround time is until it finishes. Okay, so be careful. Now, I'm not going to do the rest. Yeah, you're going to do those offline. There is shortest job first. There is shortest remaining time, and there is round robin. Okay, I will release the answers next week, starting next week probably. But do yourself a favour, try them without the answers, and then when I give you the answers, have a look, see how you did. Don't just fill in the answers. Try figure out where you went wrong and do them again without looking at the answers, and keep doing that until you figure it out. Okay. If in 2 weeks' time you still can't get it, obviously I'll go through these, or people can tell me which ones cause a problem. Okay, and don't get me wrong, right? Being smart, most of you probably won't have any major issue. Some of you will. That's fine. Okay, we can go through. If I see a lot of people asking me a particular one, I'll definitely go through it. All right, but we'll spend a few minutes the next time going through these and making sure everybody gets them. But hopefully you can see. To me, these are gimmies. Yeah, some tricky bits, but really the only tricky bit, I'll tell you now, the tricky bit is the arrival time, and the other one is our friend here, this one. These are the hardest ones, right? Because they flick back and forward because of preemption. Right? But once you've done a couple and you understand what they are, and feel free to look up these up on YouTube as well, and you'll see other examples, right? Make sure you get it and understand it. All right? So, just let me double check this. Let me kill this.